Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The decks and dice I'm using, that's going to be listed below. Of course, if you're interested in a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below, same email. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get into the reading you chose. Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Taurus? Overlap. Whatever this is, it can go very well. It can. Why is it? There's something here. It's not quite right. Why isn't it quite right? Something here is a little bit not. It's a little bit off. I'm trying to get a little bit more into the energy before we really get too deep into it, because you knew what you wanted before you even started this. Isn't that normal for Taurus? Am I taking that the wrong way? Like, that's when Taurus decides to get into something, you already know what your goal is. You already know what you're planning to get out of it. You don't show up just hoping, like, I hope this works in my favor. Let's see what happens. Taurus is kind of like, oh, I want that. This path gets me there. There's this other path too. I don't like that path at all. So this one is a little bit windy, but it seems like it's the most reliable to get my goal. You choose the path that makes sense to you, but the reason you're choosing it is to get to the goal. The goal is why you're even there. Am I right? That's how I understand Taurus. And, oh, this is, I already know why this is a problem. Okay, so the goal gets, the original goal, it's not going to seem to happen. You can still get value out of it. There could be something else there, but the original goal, it's just it's just like it's not there, or it's like there was misinformation or something, and it's kind of like, oh, but I triple checked things, that should be there, and it's kind of like, well, it is there, but somebody else claimed it, and it's kind of like, well, I feel like that's gonna bother me. I was like, ooh, when this started, somebody helped you. It seems like there was verification. You did your due diligence, but then as the path keeps going forward, it starts to change. Something here is changing. And it's kind of like, I didn't expect that to be a thing. I mean, I know that life does what life does, but it's kind of like, this is upsetting the apple cart quite well. So Taurus doesn't usually really give up, but the thing is, if the goal has been taken away one way or another, makes that really difficult. Makes that really difficult to keep going, because it's kind of like, what am I going towards? If you've taken my goal away, or you've changed it to where it's really not the goal I was looking for, then I don't know about this. For the success to happen here, it's kind of like you need a moment to kind of like step back and go, all right, I'm halfway along this path. The goal I wanted isn't available to me anymore. And to go, well, what is there? You've done so much work so far. I don't see you being happy about that. I don't know that you're going to, like, stomp around and throw things about it. So I'm not saying you're going to be that upset. But you're not, it's kind of like, that's not how that's supposed to go. That's how I keep saying it in my head, and it makes me unhappy. Let's say unhappy. That's not how that's supposed to go. That's not how that's supposed to go. It just keeps, it's like a broken record. It just keeps happening. Not happy. How do we, so it's almost like, all right, correct. You are right. That is not how that's supposed to go. That is not. To keep value, to get something out of this, it's like finding a way to step as much away from that as we can for a second. And what is there? What is there that you can have? We got these two cards here. This is a lot of times the Hermit card. It talks about the turnaround on here. Things going differently, thinking things through, giving it a moment to like, what is really here? Some of this you're not going to be happy with. It's just how it's, at this point, you're just not going to be happy with some of the pieces. But what parts of this, because you've done so much work so far, what can we salvage? Or possibly end up with a better outcome, which is going to be hard to accept at first because you know what you wanted, and changing from what you wanted to what you end up getting, there's a evolution, there's almost like a grieving of the first goal, and that grieving has to process through before the acceptance of the new goal can really take hold. It's a process. It's a process is what I'm getting. Taurus doesn't typically give up. They're that one sign that I usually use the analogy where somebody says, you know, you could give up, and Taurus would go, I've heard of this concept. What is that? This give up, right? I mean, the sounds you're saying make a word. What is? Like give up, right? I've heard of the concept. That's Taurus. Like they see it through to the bitter end. Typically, that's how I take them. I don't mean to make it facetious, but I probably did. I'm sorry. I love Taurans. I'm a Pisces. We get along with Taurans typically. It brings the energy down to the Page of Hearts, which like it goes from like the ace down to the page. Like it brings the energy down a bit, but it's still something to hold on to. That's not a heart. What is that at the bottom? What are those fish? Are those fish? That's weird. I need to get my glasses because like that looks weird to me. It's just fine. There's a tree with fish around. Okay, sure. Why not? There's a tree with fish around it. However that's working. Hearts in this are water. So that's fine. It goes down a few levels, but there's still something to hold on to. It's still good. It's just nowhere near as good as the reason you got involved with it. And what's the second card? You're good at holding the line. Don't get caught up in the gender, but like, all right, I've gotten this far. Again, Taurus is not one to give up, so let's keep going. Let's just keep going. That part seems to happen on its own. Other people seem to have an issue here, which is ironic. Because you make some peace with it, some. And then other people seem to be kind of like, wait, that's not where we were going. You could be dealing with other earth signs, water signs, could be anything. Just people who were just like, no, we want the original goal. And you're like, yeah, me too, but it's not happening. Reality says not gonna happen. So I feel like you're kind of like, I'm gonna continue on. You got to make your own choice. And I feel like that's where this is going. I'm gonna continue on. Taurus is gonna continue on. These other people, they have to make their own choices. Free will and all the other good stuff. Some of them may walk away. Some of them may go forward with you. This is a Taurus read, so I don't know. I don't know that even if they follow you, you're going to be more centered on what you're going to do. Some of them may follow. Some of them may go a different way. They have to make peace with what they're going to do. They have to decide with what they're going to do. I don't think this is going to really throw you off your game. But like you have to make your own peace with the situation. They're going to have to do the same. That's just where we are with this situation at the moment. you're going to get to a point where you're like, all right, I'm going to get something out of this. You have the ability to see the reward. If you're allowing yourself to see the reward or allowing yourself to see the new goal as a reward, if you allow yourself to do that, more things could flourish from this. More things could bloom from this. Some of you may be very bothered by this, and it could hold you back if you just kind of go on autopilot. This is the Seven of Swords, which a lot of times it's the Thief card, but I'm getting like emotionally checked out. I'm showing up, I'm doing what I got to do, but I'm just emotionally checked out from it. Be careful of that. That will cheat you of getting what you really want out of this situation. Because you will attain your goal, but you may not enjoy it. And because you don't enjoy it, you may not keep it. Because it might be a point of contention, though. Kind of like, even though it's good, I'm emotionally vacant with it, so I don't feel anything with it. So I'm not going to keep it, and I'm not going to really invest with what could be here because I'm emotionally vacant. You could emotionally turn off to it, is what I keep getting. Am I missing anything with that? Because if you go emotionally kind of like vacant with it, your energy will start going to something else, and you will start looking for other goals, is what I'm getting. Because you're like, I'm doing this because I'm set out to do this. It's not going where I want it to. I am going to get something out of it, but I'm not happy about it, so I'm just shutting off emotionally to it. Your energy will start searching for something else to fill the void. That's what I'm getting. It doesn't have to go that way. Another version of this is kind of like, you know what? Even when life doesn't give me what I want, I still get success. I still persevere. I still get something out of this that's of great value, because whatever is handed to me, even if it's not the best, I will make it the best. Even if it's not exactly what I wanted, I will use it and mold it and change it till it is what I want. And it's kind of like having that fortitude of your own mind, kind of like, no. This did not go where it was supposed to. This is not correct, but I'm still getting something out of this, and what I do get, I will make work, and it will be what I want it to be as much as it can be. I will create it. I will correct it. I will move it where I need to. It reminds me, I keep seeing, this one friend of mine had this big thing in their front yard, and we thought it was unmovable, but they found a way to move it, and they moved that thing, and they had it situated where they wanted it. Instead of it being a problem for the property, they were able to get it moved far enough and angled far enough to where they were happy with it, and I think they built a garden around it or whatever they did, but it wasn't a problem anymore. It's one of those things, kind of like, yeah, it may look like a problem, but I'm going to take that problem and I'm going to make it into a success, because it was very beautiful when they were done with it. It was actually, they did sell that house, I think, at some point. I haven't talked to them in a long time. I think they sold it, and it was like a selling point. It worked in their benefit. Like, it worked. I don't know what to say. You have the possibility to get to the end of this and be a lot happier than you expect. Queen of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, these are both great cards for Taurus. This is like not only loving what you end up with, but fortifying it, getting to where you're intended. This could be, when I'm getting the Goddess card, this could be the whole point of this opportunity. To not let it own you, but for you to own it. Yeah, it's not going the way it was supposed to. This isn't correct. You're correct. It's saying that. Did I say that right? The way this is changing is not correct. This wrong. That's wrong. And I agree with you. But the fact you have the ability over time, like not in 2 seconds, I know, but over time to keep invested in it, keep emotionally checked in, and create this and put it where you want it to be over time as much as possible. So it's kind of like, we originally were going to go live in the mountains, but now we're ending up in the desert. It's kind of like, I didn't want to go to the desert. But going like, all right, yeah, but I found a place in the desert that does have enough. It's next to this stream. It's next to this river, whatever. There's not a lot of vegetation there, but you know what? I can make that what I want. I can find cactuses that bloom. I can make this happen. Actually, you know, I do like these type of houses, and it's close enough to the water here. I don't think that has to be the worst thing on the planet. It's kind of like, yeah, I didn't end up in the mountains like I wanted to, but you know what? Where I did end up, I changed that. I worked with it. I got the selections I wanted, and I am really happy. It's an opportunity that I didn't even think existed. I didn't even consider it until I got there, and then I made it what I wanted it to be. And then you have that stability to keep it. Is there more, or are we there? I don't want to like end it short if it's... Is there anything I'm missing from that spot that I'm supposed to say? Unexpected. Completely unexpected. Is it happening in 2 seconds? No, but it's happening faster than expected. So... I got the Eight of Wands in question in the sense, and that's usually speed. It's kind of saying it does happen fairly quick, and I feel like for you, you're like, well, it's almost like for me looking back, like, 5 years ago, the last 5 years went by like that. Was it really fast? Some people would say no. To me, it feels like it went by like that. That type of fast. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Like, to you, you might be like, wow, this happened a lot quicker than expected. And other people would be like, what are you talking about? That was 5 years. So, I don't know. It depends how you feel about it. You're going to be shocked. To you, it's going to seem like it passed pretty quickly. To you and how you relate to it. All right. I'm going to shut this. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.